Big Lots, ticker symbol.
Oh, Big Lots. Do I have a story for you?
The
What do
one
you
that
have?
got away.
What, Paul, about Big Lots?
Okay, so this is exactly the point, guys. Look at Big Lots price, $70.
Holy mother.
Big Lots, a little over a year ago, was at $11 a share. I loved it. A friend of mine brought it to me and said, Paul, what do you think of Big? I'm like, I love this. So I went to my good friend, Gary. And by the way, I love Gary, but this is how he talked about independent thought. I said, Gary, I really like this company. What am I missing? His comment was, Paul, would you be surprised if Big Lots wasn't around in 5 years? He goes, I would not be, so I'm not investing. And me being the person that did exactly what everybody else does out there, like, okay, Gary's better than me investing. I'm going to listen to him. $70 a share. Now, the reason I bring that up is I was looking at going, I believed in Big Lots. I believed they would have been around in 5 years. Would I have been shocked that they weren't around? No, but I still believed they were going to be around. And this is an example of being an independent thinker. And of course, I don't blame Gary for this, because guess what? I wouldn't have it at 70. I would have sold it at $40.
Because that run up happened pretty quick.
And it happened real quick at the 40, and I was like, I'm out. I would have been out at 40 anyhow.
Yeah,
but I still had made a lot of money, but it was because I didn't think independently and say, you know what? I still trust my judgment. And Gary didn't say anything to me besides that made me go, oh, shoot, I didn't consider that. All he said was, would you be surprised if Big Lots wasn't around in 5 years? That was it. And so we didn't buy it. But anyhow, that's that. So let's do Big Lots now.
All right, what is the market cap for Big Lots? I would say my last company I worked for, Paul, Big Lots is incredibly concerned with their client experience, actually.
Are they?
Are they really?
They had training. I worked with a company that brought seminars in on how to just make your workers get on the same page.
Oh, Focus 3?
Yeah, and really really get your workers to increase that beautiful client experience. That's what they're working on. I don't know how their experience is, but yeah, Big Lots is in it. We might have done a show on this many, many months ago, Paul, when you loved this. I swear this is not the first time we've looked. Tim, do you remember an old Big Lots show where Paul said he loved it? Back in like September or something?
September?
I'm telling you, it was a long time ago. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, I just thought it had been before then. That's why I said that.
Here we
go. $2.6 billion company. PE of 4. Profit margin, that's a check. Profit margin of 10, that's a check.
Double check.
Yeah, PE is 4 still, guys.
That can't be right. Is that right? Big Lots.
It's showing $630 million in profit.
Google says 4.
Now, I will say this, though. Net income of $630 and free cash flow of $300. So there's a disconnect there, but they are paying a dividend of $43 million. Okay.
Pillar number 3 is revenue growth for Big Lots.
Revenue growth. 5.2, 6.2. Check mark. Nice job, Gary. Is it going to be around in 5 years? Yeah, their revenue is just going up.
Big Lots. Wow. Okay. How about profit growth is pillar
Okay, so here's the profit growth. 150 to 630.
To what?
But here's the deal, Seth. What do you have right here the year before?
220.
Yeah, so I can't count this year as like a...
Why would they have such a great 2020, Big Lots?
I don't know. You would have thought with retail they wouldn't. Maybe they had a lot of online orders. I have no idea.
Yeah, do they have an online presence?
Yeah, they do.
Do they really?
I mean, when I say, oh yeah, they do. They have. Nobody doesn't have online presence. I mean,
TJ Maxx doesn't.
What?
TJ Maxx
No,
doesn't.
they do.
Do they?
Yeah, go to TJ Maxx. You can find stuff.
Really?
Big Lots is headquartered in Columbus, Ohio, with over 1,400 stores in 48 states.
Look at this, Uncle Seth.
Shares outstanding is pillar number 5. What do they got?
44 down to 36.
Nice.
So they're taking their free cash flow and they're doing smart stuff with it. Except because guess what? If it's low valued, if they think it's low valued, because even if you take out last year, guys, last year's profit, and just based on this previous year, it's still a 10 PE. It's still a low PE. That's the other thing. It's still a low PE going based on the year before last.
What was the PE when we looked at this last year in March? I mean, the PE must have been like a 0.2 something.
Oh, it was terribly low.
Wow, look at that. $11
Listen,
to $70.
I have
Nightmares.
PTSD about this one.
You Big Lots to BIGTSD or whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
How about what are we at? That was shares. How about current assets? We already got that one, Paul.
Nope. It's 1.6 billion versus 1 billion. So check mark there.
That's all.
Which is very hard for retail. A lot of retailers don't have that.
Now I can hear Paul's grundle purring with 6 straight checks. What about free cash flow, Paul? Give it to me, pillar number 7.
222 to 296, check mark there, with an average of 130. So if you look right here, there was a big year of a loss of 150 in free cash flow. Look at that. Here's the good news, Seth. Do you see any other losses besides that 1 year?
No, look at that, all the way back to 10 years ago.
Yeah, they do a great job at having this. So find out what that cash flow loss was for. Please find that out because that is important to make sure it's not something that could occur on the horizon again. But at 130, what was the market cap?
2.6 billion.
Divided by 130, that is 20.
20, that's a check for pillar number 8.
I don't know if it's exactly a check. It's probably not. It's probably an X. It's probably a little over 20. Okay. Let's go to our trusty 8-pillar tab.
Please do.
Oh, look at that. It missed it by... It missed it by 0.02 Seth.
I'm just laughing that you do that in your head. You're like, it's over 20. Like, I mean, you're just so fast at this. It's amazing. So, well, what do you think? Paul, here's what I'm confused. And folks, if you're confused as well, maybe you're like me. Is this thing is skyrocketing, Paul,
Yeah, I don't like the price of free cash flow.
but it's still almost meeting 8 pillars. So
Yeah, I just don't like the price. I don't think for a retailer like this, you can give it this kind of premium on free cash flow. I want to see a much lower free cash flow. I want to see like 10.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which, by the way, last year's free cash flow was about 10. So I guess you would sit there and say it's actually less. It's actually 8. So if you sit there at 8.5, 9. So if you think that last year is going to repeat over and over and over again, which I'd be apprehensive to think that, but if you do think it's going to recur over and over and over again, this could be a good play for you. Me personally, and maybe it's because I liked it at 11, now it's 70, and my bias is coming in. I'm not jumping up for joy for Big Lots. But if you think that last year could repeat itself over and over and grow from there, I think you'll do very well buying Big Lots today.
Mo, are they jumping in joy in the Bidness Nation for Big Lots? Is the real question.
Let's see. You could have grabbed this thing back in, let's say, January when it was coming through the sweet spot at $50 and rode this thing up. I mean, it had a great trend. It moved through the sweet spot, and then it moved sideways on you and just slowly continued to climb. So when you get into that overbought area, over 80% on your stochastic, it's not exit the position. It's just be a little bit more cautious, maybe put some stops in place so that when you do drop below for a brief amount of time like it did, you're not losing everything. So what do I think right now? I mean, I don't think it's an ideal stock to get into for the first time, but if you can break out and make a new all-time high, I think all-time high, go ahead and keep adding to it and keep making money on it if you've had it this whole time.
Jordan, one of our OG patrons.
He's back, baby.
He's back, baby. You know, I love you, Jordan. I missed you. One of the first top 10 or 15, he's in there. So, Paul, this is a funny one. 7 pillars on Big Lots. What is your final take on this thing?
I'm not gung-ho about it at these levels. I know, don't look at that 4 PE. It's a little misleading. Look at the free cash flow here. The free cash flow could be single digits if you think last year is going to continue on for the foreseeable future with a little bit of growth. You don't need it to grow a ton. If it just keeps up 3 or 4 or 5%, you'll be fine. But I'm not gung-ho. I don't think this is a major value play. But if you think that the last year can continue, buying at this price will still be okay for you long term.
Paul, I wanted to get your thoughts. You know, I just casually looked up the number of stores that Dollar General has, and that Big Lots, is it comparable to Dollar General? No, it's a bigger store. Well, you'd be surprised, Mo, to hear that.
So Big Lots sells more stuff. I mean, they sell furniture and stuff. Yeah. They have tons of furniture.
Okay, so
Dollar General is more like...
Okay, it's 2 different places.
Stop shop.
There's 16,000 Dollar Generals.
Yeah.
There's only 1,400 Big Lots. Is a huge... Maybe there's room for growth. Who knows? But that's just my take. I thought there was something similar.
But the thing is, the reason I like Big Lots, though, too, they buy a lot of closeouts, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
So there'll always be closeouts. And I do think the retail world of closeouts is going to be the harder world to replicate online. Because even though TJ Maxx has an online presence, you got to remember still that they're sending things to random locations. They want people to go to their stores. I do think the closeout retail world will be a lot slower to get online than the other world. So never say never, but I do think Big Lots will have a good presence. And plus their market, they're trying to appeal to, they're not trying to appeal to the highest income, even though everybody in this room has been to a Big Lots, I think.
Yeah, that's our final take on Big Lots, I guess.
Moving on.
Thanks so much for watching the video. We hope you were intrigued. If this style of investing speaks to you, click the link below to join our Patreon. As a patron, you get access to a wonderful community of like-minded investors where you can chat, connect, ask questions, and share ideas with badasses like you all over the world. The best part is you get the amazing Everything Money software. This is revolutionary, unlike any YouTube page. You can track your investments, look at stocks, and quickly run our 8-pillar analysis on any company you like. The top tier patrons get direct access to Paul and Trader Mo. You'll see their daily trades, their updated portfolios, and every options contract they write on a daily basis. We provide Patreon exclusive videos just for you, including live streams and exclusive content from our team. Our bottom patron tiers fill fast, so join today. But hey, if you don't believe me, look at all of our patrons' amazing success stories. In comparison to other financial platforms, our software is by far the best value. This is your chance to get serious about investing. If you're finally ready to level up your investing game, join our Patreon and let's start kicking ass together.